Hey. Welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of me Chris reviewing his interview that he did with Candace Bly, the mother of Summer Wells. This video, again, the title, 7 months later, swimming hole interview with Candace, a deep dive. This live stream was done on January 11th. And we are 2 hours and 49 minutes and 42 seconds into this video. Now, this is the part where Candace starts to get emotional. And Chris has always given Candace the benefit of the doubt during this part of their interview. And I have to respectfully disagree with what he says. So I'm going to let it play, and then I'm going to insert my thoughts. Let's listen.
You got a lot going on, Candace. I respect you. I'm sorry that you're having all this problem. And no matter what we say, you or me, somebody's going to question it.
It doesn't matter what I say or do or try to prove to people. Somebody's always going to twist my stuff.
Right.
And for that one woman to go on there that works with Allie, she don't know me and my kids. She don't know what they do every day.
She's referring to Leslie during the interview with Allie. And that's true. Leslie doesn't know Candace's children. She doesn't know what they do every day. But she does know the way that she saw Candace treat her boys for playing in the pool too rough. And Candace makes them get out and lay on their belly, wet, without a shirt on hot blacktop pavement. Now, I'm in Indiana, and I know our blacktop pavement here gets scalding hot. So scalding hot. I can remember as a kid wanting to wear shoes when I was little because I couldn't step on that hot-ass pavement. But yet she makes her kids lay on their bellies on that hot pavement. That would make me feel some type of way about a mother if I saw her do that to her children right in front of me also. So I can't say that I blame Leslie for being so pissed off at Candace and having a bad outlook on Candace. That's their one interaction that they really had. They were together for a few hours at a birthday party, and that's what she saw Candace do to her children in public, in front of strangers. So what is she doing to them at home behind closed doors? Really makes you wonder, right?
Most of my boys right here, they tell you.
I've seen a lot of your pictures.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. You know what I mean?
That's right. The pictures do speak volumes. And I'm happy that Chris didn't elaborate on that any further, because he didn't say, well, I've seen your pictures and that shows how good of a mom you are. Is that what he was insinuating? Or was he saying, I've seen a lot of your pictures, and yeah, that speaks volumes, meaning I've seen all the bruises and marks all over Summer. He's not specific when he says things like that, and I appreciate that, because that lets your mind wander a little bit. He's not directing you into what to think. He lets you think on your own. So when I first heard him say this, I was like, yeah, it speaks volumes about all the bruises all over Summer, how skinny Summer was, how Summer was always dirty and holding herself. And, you know, there were many things that Candace chose to post those pictures. Like, people keep saying, well, just because she's holding herself, that doesn't mean this, that doesn't mean SA. Just because she's dirty, she's a kid. She's, you know, making all these excuses. But Candace chose to post those pictures. We're not watching their everyday life on an everyday basis. We're getting a glimpse into what Summer lived and the boys lived when they were with Dawn and Candus every single day. It's a snapshot of a moment in their life. And that is the snapshot that Candus chose to share of that moment. Why would Candus choose to share some of the snapshots that she has shared? Let me show you just one example. The one picture that irritates the shit out of me the absolute most. This picture right here. This is a picture that Candus posted on her Facebook and tagged 2 different people in this picture. Now, why on earth would she choose to share this snapshot of this moment with the world? Summer is sitting in this chair with no shirt on. I put that white thing over her chest. I put the little no girl on there because there is no reason for her to be pictured in her panties on a public website at 4 or 5 years old. She's not a baby. She's not a year old. She's not running around in a diaper. She's a little girl. And Candus puts this. And look at her knees. She has marks all over her knees. And her face. I can't tell if those are bruises or if it's dirt. I don't know. And I'm not going to go into the rest of the detail on this picture, but I'm sure you can see it for yourself. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And Candus chose to share that moment in time on a public social media platform. So when Chris says, I've seen your pictures and they speak volumes, hell yeah, they speak volumes. I understand kids get dirty. My kids get dirty. I have 2 children. My daughter loves to dig. When she was a child, she's 19 now, but when she was a child, she loved digging in the mud for worms. She would get dirty every single day. But the difference is she got a bath every single night before bed. The difference is I didn't post pictures of her in her underwear on a social media platform and tag 2 people in it. For what? Why would she tag a male and a female? It looks like they're a married couple. Why would she tag them in that picture of Summer in her dirty underwear? Why? It definitely does speak volumes to me. And it's not speaking, oh, you're mother of the year. Sorry, that's not the impression that I get. Let's keep going.
That speaks a lot. That says a lot. Nobody's perfect, though, right?
No, I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect by any means, shape, or thought.
Never have been perfect. Never meant to try to be perfect.
And me neither. I mean, you.
I am a person just like you.
Yep.
Or your wife.
That's right.
That person out there on that jet ski.
That's right.
I'm no different than anybody else.
We all make mistakes. There's no question about that. No question about it.
I can't even enjoy life without my kids.
I can't even enjoy life without my kids. I call bullshit. It looks like she's enjoying life right here, huh? And here. And here. And here. She's enjoying life without her kids, without her husband. Her daughter's missing. She has no idea where her daughter is. And look at her. Looks like she's enjoying life to me. What do you think?
Help me understand what you mean by that.
Me too. Help me understand
Can't
that.
enjoy life without all her kids. Sure got a lot of pictures in LA. Just saying.
Amen.
Like how these guys
Amen.
are out here having fun with their family and stuff. I can't even go in that water and pretend to even have fun because what's the point? She's not here to enjoy it with.
Oh, okay.
You know, I lost a son.
Yeah, you were saying that.
I know that hole. I know there's a depth of pain that nobody understands until you have been in that hole. Okay? And
You know, I've been in this hole twice now.
help me understand that.
So Chris is trying to relate to her. He's trying to get her to break. He's trying to get into her emotions, into her feelers, into her heart. And obviously, I mean, it did a little bit. Or maybe she's recalling another time in her life where she had to imitate emotion. Like I talked extensively about in my video that I did about the Walgreens phone call. If you have not seen that video yet, please go back and watch that. I know it's a longer one, but I put a lot of work into that video and I put a lot of detail into that video. Candus is imitating emotion. Right now, during Summer's case, I believe she is imitating emotion that she thinks she should be feeling and that she thinks we, as the public, want to hear. So is she flashing back to another time in her life where she had to do the same thing, where she had to imitate emotion? Because according to Allie makes it seem like Candus doesn't give a shit about Rose being missing and she thinks that she's dead and she called her a bitch, according to Allie. And Candus has another sister. We never hear Candus talk about anybody in her extended family except for her mom. And occasionally we'll hear about Rose. But what about her other sister? What about other family members? Her uncle, who's in prison, I think, right now for being a Chester, I think. I can't recall right off the top of my head. Her mom's brother. I know he has a criminal history. I mean, the majority of their family does. And it's either drugs or hurting kids. So is she imitating emotion? Is she recalling another point in time in her life when she had to imitate emotion also? Or is she relying on when Rose did vanish for her emotion, like how she felt back then when Rose did vanish? Is she trying to imitate that emotion? Is she trying to recall the emotion that she felt when she found out that her sister was missing and they never found her sister? Which Don said something in their news interview. He said they never found her either. If you go back and watch that very first news interview that Don and Candus did, when they're talking about Rose, Don said they never found her either. When he was talking about giving up hope, I think at that point. And he said they never found her sister either. Or they never found her either. But he said either. Okay, they did that interview like 2 weeks after Summer had vanished. So he was telling us all the way back then, in my opinion, that he doesn't think Summer is going to be found because she's hidden away pretty well. Because she's buried. Which is another thing that Don has said himself.
Well, once when my mom called me and said that they couldn't find my little sister, Rosie.
Okay.
When she disappeared.
That is an interesting statement. That she brings Rose into this conversation. That she feels that emotionally she's been in this hole twice. By the way, I think we'll see some movement on that. just my opinion. But I talked to the investigators, the lead investigator, and the sheriff recently. At some point,
Okay, Chris said that and he kind of moved right past it. That's huge. Like, that is huge news. If there is going to be closure on Rose's case, that would be huge. Now, I did a reading for Rose, and Rose has also joined in a couple of, well, at least one of the spirit box sessions that I did for summer. I know for sure it was Rose talking in the background. I was using either the Huff Miracle Box or the Hope Spirit Box app. And Rose was speaking in the background. It was only supposed to be a young girl voice that I was hearing. And I heard the adult female in the background. And I just, my intuition, I know it's Rose that was talking. And I said that in the video that I made, that it was definitely Rose that joined in. I believe that Rose and Summer are together. And I did a reading for Rose. And I haven't made a video about it yet, but I do believe that I posted the picture of my notes on my community tab. I'll have to double check that. When I was doing a reading for Summer, Rose also joined in. And this was the reading that I did on June 22nd. You can see up here in the top left-hand corner, 6:22 at 10:45 p.m. And I heard Summer, but then I also heard Rose, and I could hear things that she was telling me. So I put all of that in my notes here. I thought I had taken a picture of my notes that I did on the reading for Rosie, but I guess I didn't. So I'm going to have to go back through my other notebook. I think I'm on volume number 2 on my reading notebooks. And I'm on volume number 3 of my crime notebooks. But anyway, I will find that and I will definitely share it. But I'm pretty sure I did share it on my community tab when I did the reading. But regardless, Rosie, I believe, Rosie showed me what happened to her when she disappeared. And it was a disaster. If I am correct in my reading, from what I can remember from my reading right now, Rosie was brutally hurt. And it wasn't inside of her car. I mean, they've never found a crime scene, and I believe that that's because they've never been in the place where the crime happened. I don't want to go into all those details right now. But anyway, I would love to see closure on Rosie's case. That would be magnificent and amazing.
and thank you everybody for your kindness here.
And that was heartbreaking. But my daughter, that's twice as worse.
Right.
You might as well just rip my chest out, throw it out there for the fish to eat, because it's worthless without her.
Boy, how times
I
have
try to be
changed.
strong for my boys.
Now here, you can see her lip is starting to quiver, right? She says, I try to be strong for my boys. But now her mind is wandering. And her lips starting to quiver. And her next few words are going to be very telling of why she is shedding a tear.
I try to have hope.
For the first time, in my opinion, since Candus has been involved in this scenario as mom of this little girl, she is showing genuine emotion here. She
Yeah, but
is
why?
feeling the weight of her little girl.
I disagree.
And so
Respectfully.
I will not make a comment about any of that with her here. Because either way, how this sorts itself out, people are innocent till proven guilty. And even if she, is in that scenario, she at least, I try to treat people, even bad people who do bad things. The old saying, hate the sin, love the sinner. But somebody needs to step forward on that side of the coin. And I hope she does step forward, because I am of 100% agreement that she knows more than she's presenting out there. But I
Yep.
would give her the dignity, and I did at this moment, and I would continue to do it, even if she was, found and hooked up, or whatever the scenario is. I don't know. And that's up to the authorities, innocent till proven guilty. But I wanted to be sensitive to her, because this is when the moment she really broke down and cracked. And quite frankly, I thought she was going to lean over and say, Chris, this is who has her, or this is what happened. And it happened here, or it happened at the stairs, or she got hit by it.
Okay, so I'm going to stop him right here, okay? Because what she's getting ready to say is about all of the hate that she has gotten because of Summer's disappearance. So for right now, he's giving her the benefit of the doubt, which I respect that totally. He's giving her the benefit of the doubt that he believes that she is getting emotional because she is feeling the weight of Summer being missing right now. Okay, but my view is she's feeling the weight of the haters, as she calls us. People who disagree with her, people who are not buying her every word, people who are questioning the validity of what she's saying. I mean, that's ultimately what we were doing at this point. Like, take your mind back 7 months ago when he did this interview. We were questioning the things that she was saying and not saying. Because remember, at this point, we had only heard from Candus a handful of times. Once on the news interview and a couple Facebook posts. And that was pretty much it. So people were saying, come out and be a voice for your daughter. So I'm sure she was feeling the heat at that moment. And her next few words are telling. That's where I'm trying to go with this. And I absolutely believe in innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. That's for a jury to decide. We are not here to decide if Candus is guilty of something specific. We're here just to discuss the facts of the case, our opinions of the case, assumptions, speculation, all of that. That's what we're doing here, right? We're not in a courtroom. We're not a district attorney. We're not a prosecutor. We're not an attorney. We're not a judge. We're not on a jury. But I would never say that one specific person is absolutely guilty of one specific crime without having all the facts in front of me, like the police would, like the detectives would, the investigators would, or the jury would. Now, in the West Boys case, I have absolutely said that Trezell and Jacqueline were full of shit, that they were liars, that they hurt those boys and they hid them somewhere, and I was right. But I didn't say they're guilty of murder. I said what I felt, and that's all I can do. That's all we can all do. We can say what we feel, and we have to say it respectfully a little bit, you know. And I've tried to be very respectful to Candus and to Dawn through these 9 months. But at the same time, they're not victims. Summer's the victim. until they're cleared by law enforcement, they are most definitely a person of interest. And we should never take our eyes off of people of interest if we are investigating from a civilian standpoint an open case, right? Let me know how you feel about that. I'm going to go ahead and hit play and finish watching this out. I want you to watch Candus when she starts talking again.
I feel like everybody is against me.
And there it is. Boom. I feel like everybody is against me. So that right there is what I was just speaking about. I feel like everybody is against me. And there's the tears.
It's all right. You wanna rest for a minute? You wanna take a break for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's feeling the weight of Summer's disappearance coming down on her. And that's when she breaks. That's when we see emotion. That's when we see the tears fall. And I do believe that those are genuine tears. I do. I will give her credit for that. I don't believe that this is one of the acts where she's sitting there squeezing the tears out, because Chris is right there in her face. He would have been able to see that. Not like when she was on panel with Cam and Allie the other night and she was pinching those eyes as tight as she could, trying to get those tears to fall, and then had to flip up her hat so that we could see her face. I believe that these are genuine emotions that she is showing right now. But they're selfish emotions. She is not crying for Summer. She is not crying because she misses Summer. She is not crying because she wants Summer home. She is not crying because she is reminiscing about memories of things that she and Summer did. She is crying because she feels like everybody is against her, in my opinion. So I'm going to stop here. I wanted to point this out. This has been a huge, huge thing that has weighed on my heart since the very first time I watched this interview. If you go back and watch my review of this interview when Chris first uploaded it, I said a lot of this back in that interview too, or in that review also. I feel like Candus has never shown an inkling that she is worried about where Summer is, that she wants to find Summer. Now, I do feel like when she says that she wishes that Summer was back, or that she would trade her own life for Summer's, or, whatever, she loves her, she misses her, I do half-ass believe that. But even if we look at it both ways, if we look at it as Candus has no idea where Summer is and she's saying that, okay. But it also works too if she knows exactly where Summer is, and if she knows that Summer is no longer living. Those words still work in that scenario. So either way, she can say that she wishes that she had Summer back, whether she knows or doesn't know where Summer is, or if Summer is alive, or if she is deceased. So we have to move past that part. We have to look over the part where she says that she wants Summer back, or that whatever. I can't think of her quotes that she said right now because there's been so few of them. So we have to look at the point where, is she looking for Summer? Is she missing Summer? Is she out there doing everything in her power to get Summer's name out there, to try to find Summer, to talk to people about Summer, asking other people to share Summer's name, her picture, her missing persons flyer. No. When somebody asks, how can we help you, Candus? Her answer was, I need flooring. I need 6 boxes of flooring. That was her answer. And Chris also said something about it was funny that people were saying that he paid Hunter for the interview. Let me see if I can find that. I'll play that real quick before we end this video. Actually, it's right here. All I had to do was press play. So let's watch.
You know, the world today is so different than it used to be even 10 years ago because of, you know, people can get on, you know, this little device and say, you know, he's lying, she's lying, he's this, that, he, you know, and they do it about me too. You're right. It's just so out of control almost.
I've really never seen so much hate in my life until now.
I believe it.
Honestly.
I believe it. I believe it. Because I think everybody wants to help, but they don't know how to help. So when they hear indiscrepancies, okay, automatically that take, what is that?
A bee.
Oh man, don't get stung on me now. You'll be blaming me for a bee sting. But I earned my. They don't know how to help, or they want to help, and then of course there's one discrepancy on YouTube or, you know, wherever, and next thing you know it just gets crazy. I mean, I've had people say, oh, you know, you paid Hunter to talk to him. Seriously? Am I paying you? No.
I don't want your money.
And I wouldn't offer it.
She said, no, and I don't want your money. Did you hear that?
Oh, you know, you paid Hunter to talk to him. Seriously? Am I paying you? No.
I don't want your money.
And I wouldn't offer it. Okay.
I don't want nobody's money.
I'm not here for that.
I want my daughter.
Okay, so at this point, she said, I don't want nobody's money. I just want my daughter. 7 months ago. My. How times have changed. Or maybe the mask has slipped. And with that, I'm going to let you go. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about all this. I know it was a long, drawn-out process to get through this, but hopefully I made my point. Hopefully it makes sense. And if you don't think it makes sense, that's okay. Respectfully leave a comment below and let me know. I respectfully disagreed with Chris. You can respectfully disagree with me too. So leave me a comment, let me know. If you do agree with me, why? What stood out to you? I love hearing your opinions, so please leave a comment and tell me your opinions. Tell me your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching this video. And until next time, I love you bunches.